Researchers at the National Institute of Medical Medicine have made a discovery that the mind makes a thing called peptides. Peptides are neurotransmitters, they're receptors. And what they've discovered is that they're not just located in the brain, not just scattered throughout the brain, but indeed scattered right throughout the entire body, especially in the digestional tract, the intestines, large and small intestines. And this is why we have expressions such as gut feeling, or I felt something in my waters. We instinctively know this, although modern medicine and science is just only catching up. But the relevance of this is that medicine would seem to suggest that the mind exists in the brain and the brain is in the skull. And while it is true that we think about our emotions in our skulls and our brains, we process and we feel our emotions right throughout our bodies, but primarily in the gut or around the abdomen. Now, if these peptides are spread right throughout our body, our experience as a human being is a whole body experience, not just a mental head experience. The relevance of this is that the white blood cells, even that constitute parts of our brain, are spread right throughout our body as well. So our brain, our mind is undoubtedly spread right throughout our body. If it's in your intestines, it's also in your ovaries, it's in your reproductive system. Now, just as your body, your gut, is affected by any experience that you would have been through, present or past, it lays down a kind of a residue, it lays down a rule or a law in your subconscious mind to allow you to be anxious or phobic about a particular situation should it arise again, learning. The relevance of this in regards to fertility is that in my dealings helping couples become pregnant, inevitably you will find that one or either of the couples has been through something traumatic. There's a correlation between people who have been adopted and an inability to reproduce later on. You might think this is very strange, but really when you think about it, it's very obvious and it makes sense. Somebody who is adopted will often hold a feeling within them, whether it's verbalized or not: I wasn't wanted. My parents, my mother gave me away, therefore I'm not wanted, therefore the world is not a good place to bring a child into. This subconsciously can be a rule that's laid down, and since your subconscious rules the mind, the subconscious is 85% of your mental abilities, whereas your conscious awareness is only 15%, the subconscious rule stays in place and the person will have an inability to conceive, to reproduce. This is reversible, it is fixable, oftentimes by just uncovering the subconscious thought or the pattern of thinking that is laid down. This can be done with hypnosis. I've helped many people get over these blocks. You may also know that sometimes people in war-torn areas, especially when the war is starting, pregnancy can drop. Conception, people are still having sex, but the ability to conceive will drop because the mind knows that this is not a safe environment to bring a child into. And then there's the opposite correlation sometimes towards the end of the war, where there's like what they called the baby boomers after World War I, 1945, there was more children born then, I think, than any other time previously in history. So the mind knows instinctively when it is a good time to bring a child into the world. And the subconscious part of your mind, which is your emotional part of your mind, controls everything. If you think about it, you live your life by your emotions. Everybody lives their lives by how they feel. And these peptides, these control your hormones. And it's not so much that your hormones control you, but the peptides control your hormones, which then control you. And your hormones, having an imbalance of hormones or an inadequacy in a particular level of hormones, can also be a block against conceiving. Again, this can be fixed with hypnosis, uncovering the root cause of your thinking pattern. These obstacles, these roadblocks can be removed. This is what I do with people. I'm Paul Gill. For more information, contact me at the details accompanying this video. Thank you.